Tonight, we're introducing you to a neighbor who's usually ignored by the news. A Miami Valley man among the millions nationally who has been unemployed for years, who's no longer even counted in the monthly jobless number. How is he getting by? Why couldn't he find full-time work? And how can you and your children avoid his plight? You're looking at Christopher Joseph, but for the federal government, Chris has been invisible.
Yeah, I carry myself well. I mean, most people think I'm doing okay.
But he's not, and neither is his oldest daughter.
I had a conversation with my 14-year-old last night because she couldn't sleep. She was worried.
Why?
My last full-time employment was December of 2008. I'm living with a mom-in-law with all my children in the same house. Well, I'm one step away from one of the guys on the street and just struggling to get by every day. You know, my children are begging for stuff all the time. I can't provide it for them.
Chris gets by working here at the job center in exchange for government benefits.
And, you know, I get my food for my children.
This college-educated 43-year-old father never dreamt he'd be out of work for years. And that's understandable. Best-selling historian Larry Schweikert says our country has seldom seen such stubborn long-term unemployment. The official jobless rate we all hear about is now 6.6%. But the little reported U6 measure of unemployed, underemployed like Chris, and those who have just given up looking for work, it's nearly double that, 12.7%. And it's been stuck in double digits for more than 5 years. One reason? So little economic growth. Professor Schweikert compares today with the Jimmy Carter years, when the labor participation rate was also just 62.8%. Voters then demanded change, and
Reagan dramatically changed policies, cut taxes dramatically. That's on the supply side. That creates an incentive for companies to go out and offer jobs.
Besides low growth, the owners of this metal foundry, J.D. Claffey and his son Jeremy, say they can't hire because of another obstacle.
Oh yeah, regulatory requirements have become so overbearing.
And there's a human challenge as well.
Actually, I had a gentleman come in and look for a job recently. And he said, well, what time do you open? I said, we're open at 7:30. Oh, that's too early.
And there's yet another problem.
When you have someone who's long-term unemployed, it may be that they came from a sector, a job sector, where the positions aren't there anymore. So we want to help them move forward into a new area where there are jobs and where there is training available.
Your skill is in communications. That's what you studied. But are you willing to do anything to get a full-time job?
I'm willing to do, you know, you're going to have some type of limitations. You know, I want to live myself, but I know what I can do, what I can't do. I know where my strengths are, where they're not. So I'm going to go for where my strengths are.
Yet Chris also wants to make sure his girls have more marketable skills.
They're ordering tubes from Eleno and Dayton for all the engine families.
For instance, the University of Dayton is now partnering with General Electric Aviation to graduate operations managers, students with both engineering and business training, and all of those students are getting full-time jobs. But even if you can't go back to school, even if you've run out of benefits, places like the Job Center can help you, the way they've helped Chris.
The county has jobs listed every Friday. I'm applying for all of them.
And tonight, Christopher Joseph is no longer invisible. Because we've just learned, Chris got a full-time job, helping other people find work. To learn more about the Job Center, head to our website, fox45now.com, and click on News Links.